All right, baby. What's up? This is Jose Trujillo, the world's greatest living artist, baby. World's greatest living artist. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. I love being the world's greatest living artist because I kick so much butt. Kick so much butt being the world's greatest living artist. Yeah, world's greatest living artist. What's up, beautiful people? So I was talking to you guys earlier about massive action. Those of you who don't take massive action, I want you I want you guys to understand this. Check it out. Check it out. What's it all about, baby? Massive action is where it's at, baby. And again, most of us say, dude, I can't because no. I can't do it because I got all these things to do. Oh yeah, you can. Like don't lie to yourself. You know, of course you can. Of course you can. It's just that it's not a matter of there's no right time for it, right? There's no right time for it. That's the problem. And so your mind will tell you all of these things, right? Your mind will tell you all of these things. Your mind's gonna fuck so hard with you that it's going to leave you like just drained, you know, like because you're gonna feel like you don't have time for anything because you're too busy. Everybody's busy. Everybody's like, oh my god, I'm so busy. Busy bee. Everyone is so busy. Of course, everyone's busy. Especially if you are a woman, you're very busy. Women are very busy. Women do monumental things compared to... I'm sorry, guys. Just gotta say it. We don't give enough credit to our women. Women are very busy beings. They juggle so much. And they take care of so much. And maybe if we give them a little bit more support, guys. You know, a little bit more support. I'm just saying. Just putting it out there. You know, maybe give the women in your life a little bit more support. We undermine the female in our society, and in so many ways. And this shit's got to stop. So that's a whole other rant. We got to stop that shit. We got to treat them as queens, as the queens they deserve to be. They deserve to be treated. So, anyways, that's a whole other thing. But look, guys, everybody's busy. Everyone's busy. Okay, having said that, everyone's busy. Everyone also has 24 hours. Okay, everyone has 24 hours. And if everyone has 24 hours and everyone's busy, then what's happening? I want to know. What is happening? What's happening is that we're not doing enough. Okay? My future friend, Jeff Koons. Jeff, if you ever listen to this, I love you, man. My future friend, Jeff Koons, says we have a fundamental problem. He says we have a real problem, a fundamental problem. He says in one of his famous quotes, he's only have a couple of quotes out there. He's like Pancho Villa. They only have a couple of quotes of Pancho Villa. Sadly, guy didn't say much. It was all acting. He says we have a fundamental problem. The problem that we have is that we are not aggressive enough. He could not have nailed that better. We're not aggressive enough. We're fucking around too much. Which is not. We're not aggressive enough, guys. That's the problem. Oh, I want to get a gallery show. I want to get a gallery show. You do? You want to get a gallery show? Yeah. Okay, what you do to get a gallery show? I don't know. I went online. I went on my phone and I started looking for galleries that would take the work. But I don't find any galleries that take the work. It's so hard. And then when I try to contact them, they don't answer the phone. And I tried sending my artwork. Yeah, I sent them an email. They never got back to me. They don't want to. Pow, baby! Slap in the face. 2 slaps in the face. A normal one and then a back slap. What are you talking about? But this is the shit we tell ourselves and we tell others. Right? I can't get a gallery show because I send them stuff and then they never answer. And then, oh my God, I got to get my phone. Dude, there ain't no money on your phone unless you know how to use it like me. But there ain't no money on your phone. Nothing. It's not happening there. That's not how it works. There are no results because you Googled something. You get information, you don't get results. Google doesn't give you results, it gives you information. We're not doing enough. We're bullshitting. We're bullshitting ourselves and others. This is what today is about. Do more, get more, period. End of fucking story. But we don't. And the reason we don't, it's not because you're lazy. It's not because you are watching Netflix too many hours. It's not because winter's back and you're watching Game of Thrones. It's not because of that. It's because you'd rather do that. You'd rather watch that. You'd rather, I don't know, kick back, go to the bar, whatever, than sit where there's no results. I don't blame anyone who sits there and watches Game of Thrones all day. Hell no. I give them props. But I'd do that too if I wasn't getting any results. Like, why would I want to sit somewhere uncomfortably, like feeling like shit's not working? I'd rather go watch Game of Thrones, pop up a beer, get some Cheetos. Sounds about right. I wouldn't get upset. I'd be like, dude, that sounds about right. Like, why would I want to be miserable somewhere or feel like shit's just not working constantly? No, dude, I'd rather watch Game of Thrones. I'd rather play with my phone. I'd rather, I don't know, pick up a hobby, go golf, whatever people do, than pursuing their passions. I'd rather do that because if pursuing my passion's not getting me anything, why in the fuck would I keep doing it? Someone asked me, would you keep painting if you weren't getting paid, for it? And I was like, dude, I love painting, right? But I wouldn't paint nearly as much if I wasn't getting anything out of it. No. Like, it'd be like a hobby. And people are like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. An artist will always do it. Maybe I'm not an artist then. I don't know. Like, I don't like doing things I don't get paid. And I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about like getting the payoff. The fucking dopamine on my head. Getting the payoff. The happiness. The sense of, baby, I'm doing something. Something's working here. I feel fulfilled, enthusiastic. If you're not getting that, why do you think people run and they exercise and all that shit? Because they're constantly getting drops of dopamine and all kinds of crazy good shit in their brain. That's why they keep doing it. That's why they do it. And then they breathe better. Their health, they feel better. Of course, they keep getting more rewards, right? Your brain's telling you, oh my God, your lungs are working so great. And then you get a little drop of dopamine. One of those happy drugs that the world gives you for free, right? You have to go be like be a bad hombre somewhere. You get it for free. God put it in there. Talking about God being nice, right? You want to get high? Boom! There you go. That's what God does, right? Drop of dopamine. Just because you're doing the right things. And so of course, you know, of course you would want to keep doing it. Of course you want to keep winning. Why not? You're getting rewarded every time you're winning. But if you're not getting rewarded, why would you want to do it? I want to look for a reward. Human beings have two functions, baby. Just two. We're not complicated. This is too complicated. But we as human beings, as a collective, we're not that complicated. We're either running towards pleasure or away from pain. That's it, baby. Other than that, we're trying to stay alive and reproduce. Okay? That's the bottom line of the human being. Now, that's not the esoteric. The esoteric spiritual thing is that we're here to learn and experience life and live, you know, whatever you believe, right? But talk about the pragmatic, the physical, right? The scientific. Because I feel a little sciencey today and shit. It's too easy. It's too simple. We're either running away from pain or running towards pleasure. And what's more pleasurable? What feels more... Is that even a word? Pleasurable? Maybe, huh? I don't know. What feels more pleasure? Sitting there, being like overwhelmed. Oh my God, I can't sell my artwork. This sucks. That doesn't feel like pleasure. Or watching Winter's Here, baby. Game of Thrones. Watching that chick on that dragon killing people and shit. Right? Of course that feels more pleasure. Like, oh my God, look, I'm being entertained. I'm getting rewarded. Right? Of course. You're gonna be like, dude, I don't blame anyone. It's just lack of knowledge. That's all it is. It's not you're not being lazy or no, that's not it. Like I grew up thinking all of those things. That's not it. It's not true. People lie to you, baby. People are fucking liars. And again, it's because of lack of knowledge. People start lying to you and tell you, you're a lazy person. You're a loser. You're never going to do anything. What they're saying, they don't even know what they're saying. But if they knew what they're saying, what they're really saying is, you're not getting rewarded. So you're looking for reward. And the reward you're looking for is too cheap. You can get bigger reward. But you're looking for it in bullshit. You know? You're looking for it in drugs. Because you get rewarded. Nobody does drugs and say, oh my God, I hate this. Of course not. They're getting rewarded. Maybe they hate after, but they're getting rewarded. Nobody drinks and says, I hate drinking. No, they feel like shit probably after the hangover or some, you know, bad things that they say or do or harm other people physically or emotionally. Of course, but nobody feels like, oh my God, this is so horrible. Oh, go. No, of course not. Of course not. There's a reward happening. Right? There's a reward happening. Mitigating the pains of life. This is why it's so fucking old to get drunk. So old to get high. It's so old. All those things are old. They're not new. People are like, oh my God, so many drugs. Yeah, dude. It's always existed. It's been here since the beginning of time. You know? People are like, oh my God, people are misbehaving. That's always happened. People are looking for reward. Everyone is looking for reward. We're all looking for reward. Why? Because we're either going after pleasure or away from pain. And when we don't look for rewarding what we're doing, we don't stop looking for reward. I used to be a smoker, fucking chain smoker, right? I was like, cigarettes, yeah. I'll light one before I finish the other one. Plow, baby. That's what I used to do. Right? I don't hate it. I don't hate on people that do it. Fuck it. You know, you're figuring it out. Figure it out fast, though. It doesn't matter, you know? When I used to smoke, it wasn't a thing that I was like, oh my God, I hate smoking. Of course not. I fucking love smoking. I didn't understand why, but I loved it. I was like, yeah. I didn't associate pain with it. I mean, I started associating pain with it when I was like, right? I didn't associate pain with it. I was like, it's so cool. I'm so cool, right? Started smoking in high school, and then like stupidity just went high and high and high until I started smoking like a pack a day, sometimes 2 packs a day. It got to the point where I was like, dude, this is so stupid. But I still got rewarded. Then I found out why I was getting rewarded. Because I used to smoke when I was stressed. I wasn't making ends meet. You know, stresses of life, the fears of life. And so that every time I puffed, right, I would take a deep breath. And in that deep breath, when you're stressed, one of the things you forget to do is breathe. If that's ever happened to you. I used to suffer from from panic attacks. So I know a thing or two about not taking deep breaths. And so when you have stress, you take deep breaths, right? When you smoke, you take deep breaths. So you're smoking because you're stressed. Because you're getting rewarded. You're like, and that makes you breathe. It gives you a sense of space. The spiritual, esoteric value of that is that you're bringing a little bit of presence, a little shot, a little second of presence into your life. It's not the best way, right? But I was forgetting my problems in every puff. I forgot my problems. That little puff made me forget my problems for a second or two. So it's a reward. I don't want to get into this because I know people get like, you know, they don't like talking about this because people are like abusing substances and shit, and they're like, I don't want to be reminded. It's all right. You'll figure it out. Whatever. What I'm trying to say here is, check it out. You're always getting rewarded, guys, regardless of what you're doing. And if you are working on something, you're like, I want to be an artist. I want to be an artist. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be an artist. And if you're not getting rewarded, you're going to stop doing it. Now, there's a different sense of reward, right? There's the reward of what I call the mindfuck reward. Yes, you heard it right. You heard it here, fellows. It's mindfuck reward. Mindfuck reward, what it does is that you tell your friends that you're an artist, and then everybody sits around and they're like, yeah, I'm an artist too. And then everybody starts like having like artsy fartsy parties. And how's it going, Libby? And how's it going, Richard? And then they're like, oh yeah, they're getting drunk. I used to do this, by the way, all the time. You know, artsy fartsy parties, and then they bring the guitars out, and then they're all artists, and then they talk about their projects. Yeah, I got projects, man. What kind of projects? I don't know. Pass me the cigarette or whatever they're smoking, right? I got all these projects, man. Look, this is so cool. I'm going to change the world. I'm working on a project. And so what keeps happening is you keep talking about it, and then you got a bunch of idiots around you saying, oh, yeah, that's right. You are making it happen because you're talking about it. So it must be true, right? And then they're all applauding. And then everyone's like, yeah, and everybody's getting their fair shot of dopamine or whatever the hell the brain is producing at that moment to make you feel that high, that sense of reward. And so the night's over. I call this the mindfuck effect, right? The night's over. The next day, you didn't do shit. You didn't write that novel. You didn't make those paintings. You didn't stay on it. It was talk. It was fluff. It was free. My mom used to say, when she was alive, of course when she was alive, right? She used to say, oh yeah, people say a lot of shit, right? She didn't say shit, but she said, people say a lot of stuff. She didn't cuss like me. People say a lot of stuff because the tongue does not have a bone. The tongue is a boneless muscle, right? So it's easy to say things. If it had a bone, you wouldn't say as much. You'd be careful what you say, right? And so the next day, We're like, yeah, I'm going to work on this. I have all these projects, man. But nothing happened. Why? Because it was free. La, 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 la. It's free. You're able to say something. People agree to it. Everybody agrees to it. And they're like, oh, man, that's a deep thought. That's deep, man. Yeah. And then nothing happens. Right? There's a lot of shit like that going on in California, by the way. LA particularly. Any city, right? Any city. People get and they talk about stuff and nothing happens, and then everybody feels great about it. Because everybody gets that share fare of dopamine. And I don't know, whatever other thing your brain produces. Brain produces all kinds of shit. Makes you feel good and giggly and all juicy inside. And you're like, yeah, baby, I'm doing it. No, you're not. You're talking about it, and it feels good, but you ain't doing shit. So as my future friend, Jeff Koons, says, we have a fundamental problem. Huge. She should have said monumental. We have a big problem. We're not aggressive enough. We're not aggressive enough. As human beings, we've lost our edge. Our killer fucking instinct. We've lost it. Mommy spanked it out of us. Big Pharma is not helping. Big G, the government, is trying to keep you in line. Behave. Sit there. The school system, of course, right? Sit there. Don't speak unless you're spoken to. And I'm not saying all these things are bad, no, but they're not helping either. Many of them are not helping. Some are. It's wonderful things happening as well. I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news. Of course, great things are happening at the same time. But I'm just pointing out how we've lived for years, for hundreds of years now. We ain't got that killer instinct anymore. People don't go, oh, I gotta go hunt something, right? No. And yet, we depend on hunting to survive still. I'm not talking about physical hunting. I'm not talking about that. Please don't take this shit literal. Like, go to Target and buy a shirt. Like, you don't have to go kill an animal and wear leather. That's not what I'm talking about here. Please go to Target and buy a shirt. Go to Target. That's not what I'm talking about here. We depend on hunting, right? What's hunting? What is hunting? It's selling, right? You're selling yourself. You're going and you're catching something. You're fishing, you're hunting, you're gathering. We lost our killer instinct. We're hoping that someone gives it to us. That something happens. We're hoping that minimal effort will yield big rewards. We've been conned out of it. We've been conned out of it. Why? There's so many big rewards, especially in a thriving economy, right? In a first world country, there's so many rewards that everybody's in a mirage. We're all in a fucking mirage. We've been conned. Why? Why do I say this? Just check it out. You can go. This is what Caesar did, and not just Caesar. I mean, this is what the great emperors of Rome did. Look, we're gonna build them a place that they think that it's theirs. Poor fucks. Of course it's not theirs, but we're gonna make them feel like it's theirs. And we're gonna host these great events, and they're gonna be all right. They're gonna feel all right. We're gonna build this Coliseum. We're gonna put all this crazy shit in there. Wars, big stuff. You know, we're gonna give out, I don't know, food and plentiful, and everyone's gonna feel like they've done the work. We're gonna reward them, and they're gonna fall in line. They're gonna fall in line. They're gonna vote the way we want them to vote. They're gonna say the things we want to say. They're gonna fall in line. All we gotta do is just make them feel like everything's fine. They did that in Rome. They've done that in every great civilization. It's huge pyramids. We're gonna make them think it's theirs. We're gonna make them think it's theirs. But it's not theirs, it's ours. We're gonna make these huge pyramids. We're gonna make these huge buildings Sears building, Sears Tower, or whatever, huge buildings, the Empire State Building. We're going to make them feel it's theirs, but it's not theirs, it's ours. Right? We're going to make them feel it's theirs. We're going to put this plentiful thing, and it's going to feel like everything's fine. Getting to some deep shit here. We're going to make these huge movies. They're going to cost us 20, 30 million to do. They're going to go watch them for nothing. It's going to cost them 20, 30 bucks to watch a movie that cost us 20, 30 million to make, to produce. Today, more than that, right? But that was some years ago. They're only going to pay 20 bucks to see the movie, and it cost us 200 million to make. Or 20 or whatever million. Lots of million to make. And they get to pay nothing to watch it. Right? So why would you want to put effort on anything if everything is plentiful? It's only perceived, right? It's only perceived. It's not yours. You don't get to take it home. It's wonderful. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying these people are doing something bad. Of course not. It's wonderful. They're gifts, but they're not yours. And so we get the shot of whatever the body produces of happiness and joy, but you didn't go do yours. You didn't go do your thing. You didn't go write your book. You didn't go write your novel. You didn't go paint your painting. You didn't go produce your movie. Not everyone's going to be an artist. Not everyone, of course not. But you didn't go do you. You were busy consuming someone else's fruit. And this is what has happened in our modern culture. We didn't go do us. We got suckered into Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. But we didn't go produce. And this is what I'm talking about here. Produce, baby. Produce. I'm not saying don't consume. Consume and produce. It's both ways, right? Consume and produce. Don't let it stop. Don't let it stop. Power flows to you. Someone shows you an awesome painting, a great exhibit. Don't let it stop. Inspire yourself. Become inspired, right? And then flow the power back. Produce. And so I started this video by telling you guys, look, the problem wasn't that we're not creating. I like watching football games. It's a distraction. Yeah. I mean, everything that we have is a distraction, everything. Music, festivals, and it's good. I'm not saying there's nothing bad with it. It's good, we need it. As human beings, we need that connection. We need that feeling. I'm saying not to get lost in it. And don't forget that you too can go produce. Right? You too can go produce. We can all produce. We watch games, we watch sports, but it's not us winning, right? We believe it's us winning. We're like, Ma, we won. No, we didn't win. They won. Those guys running around after that ball, they won. We didn't win. We won. Okay, no, well, we didn't win. Okay, our team won. Whose team? Our team. Oh, the guys you were rooting for. That night. What do you mean your team? Well, it's not literal, but it's our team. So it's a sense of, it's a mirage, right? It's a sense of belonging. It's like, oh, I belong in this group. I get to play. I get to play here. I get to be part of this for a short period of time. And it's good. And human beings, if it wasn't necessary to our life, it wouldn't be there, right? Sports have existed since the beginning of time. And everything, right? Music, sports, all of the things that distract our mind. What we're really looking for is something to take us away of our overthinking, of our excessive thinking, of our problems, of our the illnesses, the problems, the war, all those things, and you bring a little laughter, you bring a little joy, a little happiness, and a little reward. The problem here is when we don't go aggressive enough at life, And all we're doing is looking for that external reward from something else, right? And this is what I'm pointing out. It's not that the art career doesn't work. It's not that my art career doesn't work. No, it's that we are not aggressive enough, as Jeff Koons says. We're not aggressive enough. It's not that the diet doesn't work. Every fucking diet has to work. It has to. Every one of them. It doesn't matter which one. It's just that we're not aggressive with it. Right? We don't become aggressive with it. We try it, we test it, we dip our toes in the pool, and we're like, yeah, it's too cold. Hold on, wait. And so we don't jump in it. Nobody likes it. I don't like exercising for one reason. Because I don't stay with it. Right? So I know that exercising equals pain. For me, that's what it is, right? Oh my God. Like going and running, it's going to be so painful. Because my muscles are going to get sore. And it's going to create pain. So I equate exercise with pain, but it's not true. I know that it's not true. It's health. It's life. But because I'm not aggressive enough with it, I don't do it. Right? I don't go through the pain enough times. This is what people say, oh, I can't paint every day. No, because it's painful. I know it's painful. Just like exercising. Painting every day, it's like, it's emotionally painful. It's not physically. It's emotionally painful. Sometimes it's physically draining. Yeah, you're doing big paintings or you're painting a lot. Yeah, it's physically. But for the most part, it's emotionally draining. Painting is emotionally draining because you have to be thinking about things so much because you're trying to paint right? So you're thinking about so much. Your mind is racing. Am I doing it right? Is the composition correct? Am I mixing the colors correctly? Is my canvas primed? Oh man, I should have studied how to figure paint more. I'm not good enough. Or my values are off. The tones are off. The colors are too bright. I need to tone them down. And you have all this shit happening at the same time, right? All this shit happening at the same time. So it's emotionally draining. No shit. Nobody wants to do it every day. I don't blame anybody who doesn't want to do it every day. It is exhausting at times. But like I said, the more you do it, the more you can do it. You start becoming a master at it. You start mastering. You become a fucking alchemist. You become an alchemist. You start turning base metal into gold, baby. What is the esoteric meaning of alchemy? You start turning pain, suffering, emotional, angst, stress into enthusiasm, into joy, maybe even some happiness in there. You turn base metal into gold. You get that carbon and you turn it into a diamond. Why? Because you're willing to sit with the uncomfortable feeling. You're willing to sit with it. Someone who I have a friend who just recently came back from the Boston Marathon. Why did he do it? Why did he do it? Dude, why not? How did he do it? Not just why, how? How could he not? Every day he trains. Every day he sits with the uncomfortable feeling of a little pain in the muscle, a little pain here, a little, I have to sweat. Every day's a sweat. And that dude sweats, because that dude's like a marathon runner, right? So he's not like, oh, I'm going to go run a little bit. No, that dude's like, his daily training is like 10 miles a day. Just to give you a little insight on that. His daily training is like, I think he told me like 10 miles a day. Every morning. How could he not? You know, he learned how to put the tire away. He didn't get rid of it. He learned how to put it away. He learned how to put it aside. The reason I paint so much, it's not because I'm so great or I'm this great. You know, I am the world's greatest living artist, but it's not that. That's not why. It's because I learned that if I just sit there in that uncomfortable, sometimes it feels boiling feeling of I'm not doing it right, I'm not doing the right thing, or I don't feel like just don't feel like doing it. If I just sit there, then I start turning base metal into gold. I start doing alchemy. Become an alchemist. If I just sit in that feeling of I'm not a good enough painter, man, that figure's not coming out right, that landscape's not coming out right, my brush strokes are off, the paint is a little muddy, it's too bright, I don't think I have enough skill set, and on and on and on. All those feelings, right? This is what Van Gogh said. If you have that feeling and you have those voices, he said, right? Your thoughts that are telling you that you're not good enough, by all means, he says, please keep painting. That's what Van Gogh said.
Good morning, welcome Starbucks. What are you having?
Can I please have a venti iced coffee with half and half and one extra pump of classic?
Yeah, you got it.
And let me have a buttered croissant, please.
Of course. Anything else?
That would be all.
We'll see you here. Thank you.
Thank you. And so again, the reason why things don't work, it's because we don't. That's the only reason why things don't work. Things don't work when we don't. We don't need more knowledge, guys. Like the stuff that I'm sharing here is not knowledge. They're reminders. We don't need more knowledge. We need massive action. And the reason we don't want to take massive action is because we've taken massive action before. We have. We've taken massive action before, we just didn't stick with it. We didn't stick with the pain long enough. So therefore never got rewarded. We didn't stick with it. We took massive action, we started winning, we started feeling like we could do this. You started painting better, you started producing artwork, maybe even you started selling artwork, whatever stage you're at. And you started seeing the results. People start liking, commenting, sharing your pictures, and on and on and on. Things start happening for you. You start getting phone calls. Someone wants a commission. You start getting messages, PMs, DMs, and things start working. You get invited to an art show or whatever, right? Things start working for you. And then you begin slacking just a little bit. Not too much. You just slacked a little bit. Just a little bit. Things start working, you're like, maybe I don't need to be pushing so hard. Maybe I don't need to be kicking so hard. Things are working anyways. All right. Then the next day, you already put your guard down, right? So the next day you're like, maybe I don't need to. You put your guard down a little bit more. Somewhere else, maybe. You didn't do that extra video. You didn't put that ad. Whatever, right? Doesn't matter, whatever it is. And so what starts happening is that your action, your activity level starts coming down and you can't even smell it. You can't see it. And you're agreeing to a lower activity level. You're agreeing to it. To the point where now you have half of the activity and you can't see that you're only doing half of the activity that you used to do. And then now you're wondering, this shit's not working. Of course not. How could it? How could it work? So it can't work. There's no way. Well, why can't it work, Jose? Why can't my art career work? It can. You're just not being aggressive enough. Some people say, no, you got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're doing. You can even run on the opposite direction and course correct yourself. As long as you keep running. Some people don't even believe in that. Some people say, no, you got to do the right thing, the right strategy, and all you got to do is just run. It don't matter if you're running in the opposite direction. Some people try to shame people into that. They're like, well, if you're doing it wrong, no. As long as you do enough volumes of it, whatever enough volumes is, whatever, as much as you can do, enough volumes of it, for a long period of time, meaning every day, you can always course correct. See, people are afraid of course correcting. People are afraid of that. They're like, no, I want to make sure that it's going to be exactly like this. You're never going to do anything as if it's exactly like that. First of all targets are moving targets. This is not the fairground. This is not some fair with a little toy rifle where the plate's there and doesn't move and you just gotta shoot at the plate to get, to get your teddy bear. This is not the state fairground. This is live. Targets move. Ideas change. When people said, yes, I do want that commission, the next day they say, no, you know what, I thought about it. I'm not really ready for that commission. Then they don't buy the commission. What do? You're going to sit there and cry? Of course not. You got to move to the next person. You got to course correct. Course correct. Constantly course correct. They don't teach this anywhere. Nobody talks about course correction. Nobody talks about how aggressive you have to be to get what you want. People just say, you just do your work and you do a great job at it and, things are going to start happening for you. Well, yeah, I'm sure things are going to start happening for you very slowly, which is not going to give you proximity. And if it doesn't give you proximity, you're going to lose interest in continuing to dig for that gold. You'll be like, no, the hell with this, dude. I'm not getting anything out of it. Why would I want to keep digging if I'm not getting anything out of it? There's no way in hell I want to keep doing this with no payoff. Who does? Who would? Nobody. Nobody would want to keep doing that. Oh yeah, I want to keep working at that thing that never pays me. I'm not talking about money here. I'm talking about payoff, right? I'm talking about reward. Emotional, spiritual, physical, monetarily, whatever. A reward, a payoff. There's no payoff. There's no reason for doing it. This is why people throw the towel and they're like, yeah, I used to be an artist and then I stopped and then I started again and and then I stopped. But I've been an artist my whole life. Well, yeah, so does everybody. Like everybody plays guitar, right? Everybody's done some sort of art, some sort of thing. Of course. But did you go for it? Did I go for it? Are we really going for it? Where there is a payoff. Where we get something, where we get rewarded. Maybe your payoff is that you get peace of mind. You get, you get joy out of painting. And that's the biggest payoff in the world for you. And man, you're winning at it. You crossed the line, right? I mean, the winning, the finish line. You won. Maybe now you're chasing after something else. Maybe now you want to exhibit. Maybe now you want to sell. Maybe now you want to make a living out of it. I don't know. Maybe never. Maybe that's not your intention. But if that's your intention, then there's other mountains you need to climb. Other things are happening now, right? You can't just go and paint. You can't climb the new mountain with the old you, right? You can't. You can't show up to the new challenge with the old you. You can't show up to the new challenge with, oh yeah, I just love painting and I do it as a hobby, but now I want to make a living at it, but I'm going to continue acting the way I did when it was just a hobby. But I want to make a living at it, but I'm going to continue acting with the old me. I wonder how I could do this. It was a hobby, but I want to continue. You know, I want to make a living as an artist, but I'm going to continue acting as it's a hobby. And we start asking ourselves questions. I wonder where I could show my work. I wonder what I could do. And all those questions are the wrong questions to ask yourself. The right question, I'm going to share with you the right question here. The right question is, who do I need to become in order to make a living doing this? Who do I need to become? What does my activity need to look like? What does my activity need to look like? Who do I need to become to make this work? Because it's the same question as saying, I like to stay fit, right? I love exercising. I like to be healthy, right? I like to stay fit. I like to be healthy. But I also want to compete now. I want to compete in, I don't know, marathons or pageants or whatever it is, right? I like to compete now, whatever the thing is. But I'm going to continue behaving with the same idea that I've had. I just want to look fit. I just want to be healthy. But you can't compete with I want to look healthy and fit. Right? You can't. There's no competition for healthy and fit. The people that compete go the extra mile, right? It goes beyond being healthy and fit. The people that compete are not healthy and fit. Healthy and fit is like the entry bar. That's the low bar. The people that compete build muscle and resistance and endurance and all some other shit, right? They're like doing push-ups with one hand, 2 fingers, and clapping at the same time. And right? The people that compete are doing something else. You have to become something else. I hope you guys found this video valuable, guys. My name's Jose Trujillo. I'm an artist. If you want to know what I do, just keep tuning in. And if you like the artwork that I show, if you like the artwork that I show, you can always get it on my eBay store. I have it available in my eBay store. I create auctions that start at 99 cents. That's how crazy I am. Some people have been begging me to stop, but I won't. Maybe I will someday. I don't know. I won't. You can go check that out. The link is in my profile. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to put a link below. I'm going to pin a link below where you can watch it. You can click on that and go visit my eBay store. And yeah, go check out what I got. I got some cool stuff. If you thought that what I got here is pretty cool, you're definitely going to like my artwork. You're going to love my artwork. I do it with that intensity, baby. All right? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Diddy. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate it. And be awesome, all right? Stay productive. Take care.